All right, beautiful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. This is Let's Talk TV, your one and only conformento YouTube channel that gives you what you are looking for in the Biafran struggle. So, if you're looking for a place to get all the live broadcasts of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, or are you looking for a place to get all the news happening in Biafran territory? Or are you looking for a place to get all the information, concerning how to do your donation for the freedom of Biafra, to support the freedom of Biafra? This is the right place to be. On Let's Talk TV, you get the first class information as it dey hot. We'll keep on giving it to you back to back as it dey happen, as it dey hot for Biafraland. All you have to do is to keep on joining and keep on sharing with us. So far, your notification is turned on. We'll keep on notifying you as it dey hot. Welcome once again to Let's Talk TV, Umuchineke. Now, the video you're about to watch, straight up to the issue, is the live emergency broadcast of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá. This is a special broadcast because this broadcast, he actually gave this broadcast during his visit to Netherlands. And in this particular broadcast in Netherlands, the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, made some important statements, very important statement as that, for all Biafrans to understand, what we are fighting for, the reason why the Nigerian government are doing what they are doing, to make sure that they break the spirit of Biafra. The Nigerian government have actually known, they've noticed that the spirit bonding Biafra is very strong. Each time I always keep on reminding Biafrans that, the Biafran freedom, the Biafran restoration, it is not just about fighting for the freedom. It's a spirit, that connects every true Biafran. That is why, when you start rebelling, the moment you start rebelling against the struggle, that spirit lifts you. It's as simple as that, whether you believe it or not. But I'm saying it and I'm realistic about it based on what I've seen, both presently and in the past. Both what I am seeing now and what I have seen in the past. So I'm not going to waste your time, much on this issue. I want you to listen to the broadcast of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, and with the way he instructed every Biafrans, make sure you share this video to as many groups and platforms as possible. The Nigerian government needs to know that they are killing, maiming, destroying, buying, as we all call it, the life of Biafrans. And the world needs to also know, in as much as nothing is actually being done about this. But the reality is that the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá has a reason for doing what he's doing. He will keep on protecting his people, no matter whatever the world says against him. Enjoy this video and make sure you share this to as many groups and platforms as possible.
My fellow Biafrans all over the world, the viewers, ladies and gentlemen, you have listened to what I say the most important speech in this summit. And on this note, I would also want the media team to play the video, the interview, just few minutes interview of Musa. Musa is the chief of the terrorist army staff of Nigeria. Thank you.
What is the major issue? The military is now so much involved in internal policing. It does look like you're being taken away from your primary assignment and you're doing secondary and leaving the primary. What would you say is your major problem military-wise?
Thank you very much. I'm really very happy to be here, and it's good to be with this forum today. Well, I think as Nigerians, first and foremost, we need to take ownership of what's going on in the country. And when I say ownership, it is not a time for us to start trading blames on who to do it. We are dealing with asymmetric warfare, which is a new kind of warfare. It's different from the conventional term, and that's what we want to make very clear. Conventional warfare is between country to country. Now, asymmetric warfare, you are dealing with non-state actors, people you don't know, people that are your own. I give you some examples. Sometimes when we go on cordon and search operations, the same village you get in, they hide the weapons, catch them, they don't have anything, and you proceed. And they dig out these weapons and fire you from the rear. It is difficult because you don't even know who is your enemy. Everybody is an enemy. There is no front. Everywhere, is a front as much as possible. Now, the challenges we're having is that understanding. I'm happy that it is changing.
Thank you very much for that particular clip. And then, of course, I want you to also play the last one. And all I want to hear is when that question was asked, are you worried? Thank you.
You worried? Because an operation,
Of course,
you have
definitely.
a special operation on the sit-at-home IPOP situation in the southeast.
Yes.
For some of the elements and the leaders of these groups
Take it back,
outside of the country.
again.
Yes.
Take it back again.
We
take
have
it back
repeatedly
again.
supported them.
Take it
The
back
issue
from
of
the
IPOP.
beginning.
There's a lot of funding that comes in there.
CDS.
Take
Yes.
it
Are
back.
you worried?
Yeah.
CDS.
Yes.
Are you worried? Because
Yes.
are you worried? Because an operation,
Of course,
you have
definitely.
a special operation.
Thank you very much. I don't take it off yet. I want every Biafran, every person who is reasonable listening to this particular video today to pay attention. The question they asked was, are you worried? So, and if you listen very attentively, he responded, of course, I'm worried. Play it again, please, because, there was talk over, the video, and so Femi was talking and his voice did not come out. A lot of people did not pay attention. He admitted that, of course, I'm worried. I want you to play it again, please. And pay attention.
Funding that comes in there.
CDS.
Yes.
Are you worried? Because an operation.
Of course.
Of course.
There's a lot of funding
right
that comes
Take
in
it back
there.
again.
CDS.
So that
Are you
everybody will
worried?
listen to it.
Because an operation.
There's a lot of funding that comes in there.
CDS.
Yes.
Are you worried? Because an operation.
Of course, definitely.
Thank you very much. All right. We can start from here. My fellow Biafrans, those who have paid the biggest price for being one Nigeria until we come on board, I congratulate you. Those of you who did not give up when Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya in 2021, I congratulate you. Those who stood their ground to fight and trusted some of us, I congratulate you. I want you to understand that we have defeated Nigeria. And Nigeria can never rise again. From the speech of the Vice President of the United States of America and the person that spoke on behalf of the American state, I have the following information to give to the Biafra people. I want you to understand that in Biafra, Africa died. And in Biafra, Africa will rise. This summit was directly and indirectly meant for Biafra people, as it reaffirms and justifies our right as a people and our actions towards the fight against Nigeria terrorist state aggression. Though it was called Ukraine Summit, but everything that was said was directly referring to your situation under Nigeria occupation. Even though there is a connotation of Nigeria as a sovereign state, which was never discussed and negotiated with anyone, including the Biafra people. From the speeches and the clips you've just watched, the United Nations, the world leaders have indirectly validated Biafra Liberation Army in our quest to protect and preserve the life of the Biafra people. My fellow Biafrans, the world leaders made it very clear that self-preservation is a must. They use the word must. And it should be protected at all costs. At all costs. Self-preservation must be protected at all costs. Today, Nigeria have tried everything to destroy and annihilate Biafra people, and we must protect and preserve ourselves at all costs. They were referring to Biafra, even though the summit was about Ukraine. My fellow Biafrans, the world leaders told us today, and they made it very clear in the summit, as they define the United Nations Charter in a very clear term through their submissions, confirming that Biafrans are acting within the legal framework of international law. My fellow Biafrans, I want the Nigeria terrorist state to listen to this. The world leaders has opened up that even they themselves have no right to violate or act outside the charter, which has been agreed by all nations who are party to it. But the same charter that they have agreed they will never violate, Nigeria has violated it with impunity. And Nigeria is a signatory to the same charter that they said can never be violated, by killing those who they claim to be their citizens in Biafraland, kidnapping Biafrans and enforcing their disappearances for many years, unchallenged, is a violation of this charter of the United Nations with impunity. And today we are resisting them. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to understand that the world leaders at this summit also made it very clear. They made us to understand that currently, in the case of Biafra, even though they are sitting idle and watching, it in fact violates the section of the United Nations Charter, which has assigned a responsibility to them to act in accordance to protect or the protection of human rights, especially the right of Biafrans within Nigeria state. They are waiting for this war that you listen to the Chief of Army Staff claiming that they are at war. Do you not understand that they are at war in Nigeria? Do you not understand that Biafra and Nigeria is already at war? When Musa told you that they are going to retaliate a lot of people are surprised. You will be asking yourself, retaliating with who? Against who? He has made it very clear that this is a war, a very difficult war, asymmetric war, which means they are at war with everybody in Biafraland because they don't know who the enemy is. You are waiting for these people to annihilate us before you support the liberation of Biafra. You may be a victim. This submission of Musa is a clear declaration of war, and he call it asymmetric war, which means if anything happens, everybody becomes a target. And that's why they are using the word retaliation. And that's why they will never go after those who attack them. They attack innocent people because they are now officially in asymmetric war. My fellow Biafrans, the United Nations and world leaders at this summit also reaffirmed that fight against Russia should be applied anywhere in the world where human rights has been violated. To this particular submission by the world leaders in this summit, we call on the United Nations, we call on the attention of the United Nations that Nigeria should not be exempted in this particular submission. Nigeria has violated all human rights laws. They have violated all international laws. All United Nations resolution on human rights has been violated by Nigeria. They have also violated with impunity the right to self-determination as enshrined in U.S. Constitution and United Nations Charter. My fellow Biafrans in Netherlands and those who are privileged to watch this particular address today by myself as the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile and the Biafra de facto government in Homeland. The world leaders reminded us in the clips we watch, and I encourage everybody to go and pay attention. I just wish it was the time I do analysis. They reminded us, Biafrans, that we need to fund this self-defense against a dictator, tyranny, a terrorist state who have taken up the war against innocent women and children in Biafraland. They are telling you, you must fund your self-defense like never before. Nigeria has no rule of law. Their rule of law is gun and bullet. And we have come to resist it. A government that uses violence will be responded with the same and equal measure of violence in self-defense. That's why it is very important that every Biafran all over the world, anywhere you are, irrespective of whether you like Èkpá or not, the defense and the liberation of Biafra, it is now or never. That is where we are different. And that's why we are the government of Biafra. It is our responsibility to take it up according to the submission of these world leaders in the Ukraine Peace Summit. Protect Biafra people. I want you to understand that Nigeria can never win this war. Call it asymmetric war, call it jungle welfare, call it whatever name you want to call it. We have seen Musa calling it a jungle welfare. We have also seen him saying they are in asymmetric war. And it is a difficult one because you don't know who is the enemy. Everybody's the enemy. Sometimes they go to the place and people shoot them from the back. And that's why they are retaliating against the people. And Nigerians, those who call themselves Nigeria, do not understand that Nigeria is at war with Biafra. The only point I'm trying to make you understand today is that Musa has explained that we are at war, and he called it asymmetric war. What else do you want to know? The question was, they left primary responsibility and handling the secondary responsibility. Nigeria is at war and the military are laying siege the place they believe the war is taking place. Where is that? Biafraland. You as a Biafra person, if you refuse to fund this liberation today, you or your family will be a victim. Because whether you believe in Simon Èkpá, whether you believe in the Biafra government or not, you are already an enemy. By the submission of Musa, your family are also the enemy. In the asymmetric war that they have declared against us, your family could be the one they will retaliate on, because we cannot put our hand. We've already taken up arms, like everybody knows. So asymmetric war, where they don't know who is the enemy, at the same time declare every Biafra enemy. You are already caught in the cobweb. The earlier you come to support this liberation, the better for you. And this is also to give the kudos to the Biafra Liberation Army for having defeated Nigeria with our little resources. I have followed all social media analysis on the video, but this particular, yes, I am worried. Nobody picked it up because Shehu was talking and, the voice was covering it. So everybody should go and listen to Musa admitting he is worried because we have defeated them. Today, the Biafra Liberation Army have neutralized dozens of these terrorists in our land. And we are proud of them. They will continue to go down. Our demand is very simple. Pull them out of Biafraland. Remove every checkpoint where the enforcements of Biafrans are taking place, disappearance of Biafrans are taking place every day. If you do not dismantle all the checkpoints, they will continue to die at that checkpoint, because we have died enough in the same checkpoint. We have disappeared enough in the same checkpoint, and we are now pushing back and fighting back, and nobody's going to stop us. Oneme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume.
Oneme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume. Oneme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume. Ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume.
Who would ever believe that today Biafra army have defeated Nigeria and they are
Obatobie! Obatobie! Obatobie!
Tried for many years. We will continue to excel. We will continue to deal with Nigeria, and Nigeria will never ever remain the same until Biafra exits from Nigeria. That's my promise for them.
I'll try it.